Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, this teacher's word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And today, I just want to tell this lesson. The experience of prophecy. Because in this time, the words of Yahweh by Shema Shah is going to be activated, man. Well, it is activated. And the things that's happening upon the planet Earth is going to, especially the time we're in, the time of the MOTB being mandated, the time of Jacob Trouble. This is going to affect everyone in one way, form, or fashion. And already now people are experiencing prophecy. What's going over there in Ukraine, that's prophecy. These food shortages, the money crashing, all that is prophecy, man. And it's only going to intensify, as we get closer and closer to that perfect day, So, matter of fact, let's start out with this in the book of Revelation 3. Revelation chapter 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. See? So that lets you know, having this truth is going to be the bridge to our salvation through our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. Having this word, this is what's going to contribute to our salvation. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. See? To try them that dwell upon the earth. So everyone is going to experience prophecy in one way, form, or fashion, man. Whether the food shortages, these different wars, because this is a war. It's going to be a war on all levels, from the extreme as a world war to some as a neighborhood war, or food wars, civil war. These are the things that's going to take place upon the planet Earth. And guess what? These people are going to experience. It's not like you're going to, especially these people, these Americans, the one the judgment was set for. They definitely gonna feel it, man. Although it tells you, in the time of Noah, they knew not until the flood. They experienced the flood. Noah did too, but he's experienced it by the way of him being in the ark. Everybody else outside of that was part of that report. So, in fact, let's get this in the book of Ecclesiastes 9. Because we in a time where these things are going to take place. These prophecies. And we just in the beginning stages of it, it's only going to intensify. So it's going to be a point in time where not just hearing it on the news no more. You actually playing it out. Actually experiencing these things. So this is the book of Ecclesiastes 9, verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time. And that's from just a person, they don't know what they die, but that even go as far as rulerships as well. Because the mind of this devil is that, it tells that he believes that his houses shall continue forever. And that has trickled down to the minds of the people that this is going to be a forever state, a perpetual state. Not knowing, it tells you the end waiting on you. This is an appointed time Well, martial law is gonna be fully implemented. These lockdowns. There's gonna be a point in time. There's a certain day the Lord set up where the power gonna go out. It's not gonna cut back on. There's a certain day when these grocery stores run out of food, they're never gonna be stocked again. So it's a point in time for these things to take place. But tells you the Lord knew it was in the dark, which is really tomorrow. The future. So the mindset of these people think that this is going to be a perpetual state. They're going to be sadly mistaken, man. It says, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. See? Because the fish just go by this day. It can have predators, but it don't have that sense of urgency. It don't look over its shoulder such as a deer. A deer is all on pins and needles, man. Unlike a fish that's just going by this day. It said, and as the birds that are caught in a snare. See, they same thing. A bird just go by this day. It's not looking over his shoulders. It's not really anticipating any troubles. Just look at these different animals that's known for being hunted down. They're more, circumspect, aware of their surroundings. But these animals are just, like I said, just going by their day. It said, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time. See, so the sons of men, these people today are snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. See, and these things are going to come sudden. As we seeing, the troubles are mounting up, then it'll die down, and the nigga just go right back to sleep. Hey, this gas crisis, it suddenly happened before. And nigga went crazy, it died down, they went right back to sleep. And once again, they back filling tubs of gas up. This is just scratching the surface, because these people is about to lose it. When they lose it, man, But guess what? They're going to experience prophecy. They're snared in an evil time where everything is pretty much at your fingertips. Dealing with the this technology. You got phone apps with everything. You got an app for every pleasure. You so used to running water, keeping your house, 73 degrees year round. These things are gonna be suddenly taken away, man. Everybody gonna feel it. Like I said, all our lives gonna change one way, form, or fashion. Especially when the money crashes, man. But with the dealing with experience and prophecy is prophecy concerning destruction, and it's also prophecy concerning deliverance, man. So the elect is going to experience, the salvation, that the prophecy concerning salvation, and the wicked, is going to experience the prophecy concerning destruction. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 8th chapter. 2nd Esdras 8, verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. See? And we are in the latter times. And as you can see, there is nothing but miseries to talk about. Nothing good you can really, especially in this time, man. What is to talk about but prophecy? The things that taking place, the evils, the miseries. Talk about the war. You can talk about the food shortages. The money is being devalued by the second. And that's gonna and it's gonna increase to where you're gonna start talking about just these beasts roaming around. I tell you, the beasts gonna change their place. Everything they're gonna bring forth the anguish and distress. That's what's here. And it said great misery. So it's only going to, meaning what? It's going to be at its highest degree. It says, for many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. See, that's the medicine for pride, and we in a time of the proud, where the proud is ruling, and that has trickled down to these people. You know, so the medicine for that, what's going to combat that pride, is these miseries. You know, matter of fact, it tells she lived deliciously, but the balance of that is the sorrow. Revelation 18 verse 7. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. So that pride has been the proudest of all time. You know, so it's going to be combated with torment and sorrow. And it's not like your neighbors across the street is going to catch hell. You're going to be feeling it too. When these lockdowns come, you know, when they start giving out rations, and once that's over and done with, people start looking at each other as food. You know, because everything is centered around eating in this place. Food and sex. If you ain't got food, you got sex. If you ain't got sex, you got food. You know? But that's one of the main things is what these people eat, man. Oh, and that's another way the Lord was going to humble these people is that famine. You know? So it says, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she said in her heart, I said a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And that's the mindset of these elites, but it has gotten to the minds of these people as well, from the American Moabite to the American Israelite. They have that same mindset. That's why their walk is ultimately to contribute to them being more acclimated here in America, man. So that's why they have to experience these things. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, who judgeth her. See, so as you can see, these are the things that's coming upon, especially here in Babylon the Greek. Death and mourning and famine. Somebody got to actually experience those things. Somebody got to actually be, you know, a part of that, man. Within those things. Somebody actually got to experience that. The experience of prophecy. And like I said, just going back, that, you know, you got the wicked that's going to experience the destruction part of the prophecy. But you're going to have the righteous, the elect, that's going to experience the deliverance part. So let's get this in the book of Job 5, verse 19. It said, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. See? So that lets you know the elect is going to be in the midst of these troubles. But the thing is, we're going to have help from on high. You know, that divine intervention. You know? He says, yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. So the Lord's going to preserve us, you know, from Jacob's trouble and all these things that's about to take place. You know, with it increasing upon the planet Earth. And then that 7, which is concerning, you know, that destruction, that 5, World War III, the missiles, are going to be plucked from that. It says, in famine, he shall redeem thee from death. See? So, meaning what? And you're going to actually be experiencing, you know, going without eating, however the Lord sees fit. And then guess what? He's going to feed us, man. He's going to redeem us from death. Or it tells you we're going to be satisfied in the famine. Somebody got to experience, somebody got to actually play that role to eat while nobody else is eating, man. It says, and in war from the power of the sword, see? So meaning what? Somebody going to be preserved, man. It's spirits on the planet Earth that's going to be preserved from the time to come. You know, it says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. So the Lord gonna put a heavy spirit on his elect in the time to come. Because we getting built or not by the way of the scriptures, this truth. You know, we're just going back to the point is that, as you can see, these things are happening upon the planet Earth, and it's only increasing. But we can read the scriptures and see that somebody gonna be delivered from these things. Somebody gonna die from it. Somebody gonna be preserved from it. You know, it says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. See, what kind of spirit, what kind of state you gonna be in if it's destruction and famine taking place, and we laugh? What kind of state, what kind of mind, what have you went through for you the results of this shit going on to be laughing, man? The Lord gonna put a heavy spirit on us in that day. It said, neither shall thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Yeah, why? Because beasts is gonna be roaming around. It's not like you behind a glass wall, you know, at the zoo, and so now you're not afraid. No, these animals gonna be roaming around. Even newly created creatures, man. That's all part of prophecy. You know? And guess what? The Lord said we're not going to be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Why? Because it tells you we're going to be in league with them. Matter of fact, continue on. It says, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. See? So, I mean, what? We're going to be in the midst of these things, but it's going to be a preservation that comes within it. Somebody got to experience that salvation, that preservation, just like you got spirits that's going to experience that destruction, that death, you know? It says, this is right here, and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace. See? The house of David, man. If you in this pavilion, this that house of peace right here, man. You know, the counsel of the Lord, it tells you those are in trouble, rest with us. That's this truth. And you're gonna know when everything happening, when shit going on, despite the outside elements, we're being preserved. That's how we're gonna know that what we're involved in is just gonna lead to our peace. And thou shalt visit thy habitation and shalt not sin. You know, but the experience of prophecy. Everyone in one way, form, or fashion is going to experience prophecy, man. And we seeing it now. Like I said, these different wars and these shortages. It's going to get to the point we're going to be in the midst of it. But spirit, scriptures, you know, also outlines that spirits is going to, particular spirits on the planet Earth is going to experience prophecy in a salvation sense as well, you know. So yeah, I just hold it for edifying. I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elite that teach His word in all true faith and sincerity. DTA, Abad. Soon, very soon.